The villain arc. This modern term is used to describe a period in one's life, usually after a rough time, where you put your weak and hedonistic self in the past and start acting tough, cutting people off, tapping into anger for power, and not acting childish in any way. Why? I've been wondering for a while now, why get so angry? Every time I open up Instagram or look at YouTube shorts, there's a video romanticizing becoming a villain. Edits of movie villains, Sigma male edits, and motivational videos by creators that seem pretty miserable. I can't lie, villains are awesome and very interesting to analyze in films, but the creation of these characters was to show us why hatred will set us down a bad path, not give us good role models. Villains in films lose everything. Nothing is left to make them happy besides inflicting pain on the ones that hurt them and gaining power. Most circumstances that cause villain arcs in real life aren't really that worthy of ruining us forever. It feels like finding something new is impossible, but focusing on the things out of our control is pointless. A quote from Lao Tzu says that new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. When something bad happens to us, our first instinct can be rage. But remember, it can open up opportunities in the future to be better. Villains are starting to be seen as role models when it was initially intended to be heroes. Villains can be more relatable on a surface level, but the heroes are completely overlooked. The villain was hurt by the world and decided to hurt the world back. But we forget that the hero has also inflicted great pain, yet decides to make their purpose to prevent others from feeling the same pain. This may seem weak at first glance, but this takes immense strength. It's easy to get angry, but being able to pull yourself back together is what matters the most. I've been a victim of this cultural phenomenon too. Daydreaming about being the hero when I was little got boring, so I started daydreaming about villains. For a long time now, if a show has a tactful, ruthless, and respected villain, chances are they're my favorite character. I've struggled to separate villains from my own life. It's difficult to maintain a positive attitude when the mental image of your personality is trying to pull you towards being a villain. A big part of this villain arc is becoming mature, capable, and serious in any situation. Good qualities to have in formal situations, but if you allow them to consume your life, the color will be sapped from everything around you. What I mean by this is, if you are always trying to be serious, you will never have that joyous and carefree mindset that you had as a child. As we get older, we start to feel above childish activities. But you might be surprised as to how fun these activities can still be. The media you're consuming may be telling you the best way to liberation and happiness is to be silent, unforgiving, and angry. But most of us were happiest as children. The secret for me is closer to the middle of the two. Knowing when to be mature and capable, but also knowing when to let go and immerse myself in hobbies and activities I would have enjoyed as a kid. For instance, I found a small tree knocked over in the woods a few weeks ago across the path. It had landed on a slope and it was still attached to its stump, so it was suspended a few feet in the air. Rather than climbing over it like a normal person, I decided to run at it and see if I could jump over it. I kept doing it over and over again because it was much more fun than I had expected. Just me in the woods, jumping over a log. You wouldn't think that something so small would make a difference in your mood, but if I had tried to uphold an image of a villain, I most likely would have passed up the opportunity to try something that I hadn't done since childhood. You don't have to let darkness or light control your life. There cannot be light without darkness. Balance. Although I have been challenging the villain arc, being the hero isn't always the best way to navigate life. When villain and hero archetypes translate to real life, I have found that balance is perfect. Rather than trying to be good all the time, I have been teaching myself to use these ideas of life as tools. Darkness doesn't have to be pure hatred and violence. Sometimes we need to tap into this aspect to push ourselves to greater heights. Darkness can be power. It can help you get the difficult things done, train harder, work harder, and think faster. But if you're always thinking of yourself as a villain, your mind will be poisoned by negativity and cause you to be miserable. On the opposite end, there is the hero aspect. Sometimes this is associated with weakness, but in any situation where darkness isn't necessary, positivity is the way to go. PMA.
PMA. Positive mental attitude.
Always seeing things in a positive light makes treading through problems so much easier. There is no right way to live. The villain arc may just be a fun saying that people use when they want to make positive changes in their life, but I think the idea goes deeper than a trend on social media. Sometimes we're so busy imagining ourselves being the villain that we forget to be present and focus on the simple things in life.